Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation on AI and value propositions for stakeholder groups. We are Mohsin, Sajad, Drabo and Ritika Thakkar from India, Jennifer Quentin from Germany and Vukic from Croatia. In today's rapidly evolving digital environment, artificial intelligence has become one of the most transformative technologies. Whether you are a student, an employee, or a researcher, AI tools increasingly shape how we learn, work, and make decisions. In the next 10 minutes, we will give you a brief overview of what AI actually is, how it works, and give you some examples on which roles can be assigned to it. We will explain three main stakeholders group that are involved with AI systems and how they are connected with each other. Following the stakeholders, we will go through the value propositions that show AI's potentially positive aspects and use cases. After highlighting AI's potential and possibilities, the risks of AI give you an overview of a real-life negative impact, showcasing the duality of the subject matter. As a part of an international research group, we also took the opportunity to conduct a transnational survey on the topic, among other things asking people about their view on its value. We want to briefly show you some of the results. Before concluding our presentation, we will give a critical reflection on our project and its limitations. So now that you know what you can expect, let's get started.
To begin our presentation, it is useful to outline the technologies that underpin recent developments. Artificial intelligence refers to deployable, data-driven software systems designed to assist users in performing tasks by drawing on techniques such as machine learning, natural language processing, and deep learning. Machine learning enables software to recognize patterns from data, while deep learning, a subset of machine learning, employs multi-layered neural networks to model increasingly complex relationships. These systems can complete specific tasks, such as recognizing patterns, making decisions, or classifying information. To perform these tasks associated with human intelligence, the system relies on structured rules, labeled data and factual knowledge. A more recent development, generative AI, is a subset of AI that applies a combination of these techniques to create outputs, including text and images. This works by predicting the most likely next word, pixel, or element based on patterns it learned during training. It doesn't know facts the way a database does. Instead, it relies on probabilities drawn from its training data. AI may play a role in generating tangible benefits for stakeholders, depending on the context and quality of implementation. One frequently observed area is customer experience, where AI systems tend to enable more personalized and real-time interactions. Examples include advanced chatbots like ChatGPT or Gemini, virtual assistants, and recommendation engines, which can improve service responsiveness and potentially support higher customer satisfaction and loyalty. Internally, AI is increasingly associated with shifts in talent management and productivity. By automating repetitive or routine tasks, AI can contribute to reducing employee workload and may enhance opportunities for workers to focus on creative or strategic activities. These effects have been linked in some organizations to improved well-being and higher talent retention. Risk management and governance may be among the more impactful domains. As AI systems become more autonomous and more deeply embedded in operations, they show the capacity to support cybersecurity, monitoring, fraud detection, and proactive compliance reporting. These functions can help organizations maintain trust, transparency, and investor confidence. In summary, AI is increasingly treated not merely as an operational tool, but as a potential strategic enabler that could support trust building, innovation, and measurable performance improvements. Now that we know how AI works and in what way it can be used, we want to know who uses it. This slide will talk about the stakeholders in AI systems. Following current research, we distinguish between three interconnected stakeholder levels. Individual stakeholders, including end users, data subjects, developers, engineers, and non-expert users who are directly affected by or interact with AI systems. Organizational stakeholders, such as technology companies, research institutes, employers, and professional bodies, which fund, develop, deploy, or govern AI solutions. National and international stakeholders, including governments, regulators, standard-setting bodies, NGOs, and intergovernmental organizations, such as EU agencies and UNICEF, responsible for defining legal and ethical frameworks surrounding AI use. The adoption of AI reshapes power relations among these groups. Control over data, algorithms, and deployment practices become a central source of influence, particularly at the organizational level, where companies largely determine how AI is designed and used. At the individual level, stakeholders who lack technical expertise or who are underrepresented in training datasets may experience indirect disadvantages or reduced agency in AI-mediated systems. At the national and international levels, public authorities and police institutions attempt to address these challenges through ethical guidelines and regulatory principles, though such initiatives currently function more as advisory frameworks than binding legal obligations. The interaction between these stakeholders levels creates ongoing negotiation over responsibility, transparency, and accountability within AI ecosystem. So now that you also have an idea about the stakeholders, it's time to tell you about AI's value proposition and potential.
AI has the potential to significantly increase productivity. Tasks that would normally take a long time, such as writing, analyzing data, or generating ideas, could be completed within minutes. Secondly, AI can potentially reduce mental load by handling repetitive or cognitive heavy tasks. AI may allow users to focus on decision making rather than getting stuck in routine work. This could lead to less stress and smoother workflows. Third, AI could improve accessibility. People with different levels of skill or experience can still produce output, making knowledge work more inclusive. According to the most recent UN Human Development Report, the perceived value of AI for individual stakeholders depend on life stage and occupational status, aligning with distinct priorities for each group. The trend shows that students primarily use AI for learning purposes, but also engage with it for entertainment and to a lesser degree for work and health related needs. People in the workforce most often use AI for work tasks, followed by education and entertainment. Used in the right way, AI offers an opportunity to expand human capabilities. Institutional and social choices can enable AI to expand people's capabilities and agencies, as illustrated through AI applications for people with disabilities, care systems, and gender equality, as well as in conceptualizing and mitigating AI bias.
Now that you know of AI's potential to possibly create significant opportunities, it's important to also explain some of the major risks involved. AI systems learn from huge amounts of training data. If the data reflect societal biases, the systems can reproduce or amplify those biases. This can result in discriminatory or harmful outputs. Training and running large AI models requires substantial computational power, which leads to high energy consumption and carbon emissions. To meet these growing demands, many companies are planning to build data centers, which will negatively impact local water and energy resources. AI tools often require access to user data. Without proper safeguards, this can lead to privacy breaches or data exposure. Moreover, AI may be misused for surveillance, manipulation, and has already been linked to harmful content generation. Neural networks and deep learning algorithms operate as black boxes. Both users and programmers cannot follow or comprehend how decisions are made. This can undermine trust and accountability. Additionally, AI might appear confident even when it's wrong. Many users overestimate AI's capabilities and at the same time do not necessarily notice wrong output if they are not well versed on the topic. As users depend more on AI for thinking, writing, or decision making, they risk losing their ability to perform tasks independently and weaken their critical thinking skills. A recently published study revealed that this reduced brain connectivity. This cognitive debt was even visible through an EEG. As part of our research, we conducted a survey to better understand how different individual stakeholders currently use and view AI tools. Now we briefly want to give you insights into the survey results. The survey targeted individual stakeholders, mainly students and people in the workforce within the age of 18 to 55. In a 2-week time frame, 65 people completed the survey, with 33 responses from Germany, 26 from India, and 6 from Croatia. Students mostly used AI tools for learning and research, as well as writing or editing assistance, while the workforce mainly used the tools for data analysis, administrative tasks, and coding. This aligns with the UN's finding on AI's value changing for stakeholders depending on which life phase they're currently in. We additionally asked participants about their key concerns. A qualitative analysis of 51 answers mirrors the presented risks in this presentation and shows the majority of users to be informed and reflected, with only 3 people explicitly stating that they didn't have concerns. It's important to note that due to the limited amount of data we collected, the survey doesn't claim to be representative. Additionally, this presentation is limited by several factors, including the limited presentation time, which is why it should be considered as an introduction into the topics we've discussed instead of an exhaustive list. We use AI as a broad term, aligning our research focus with current trends and conversations, which largely concentrate on generative AI technologies. This focus limits the values and stakeholder perspectives which future research could build up on. To conclude our presentation, AI offers a wide range of roles and has the potential to deliver different value across all stakeholder groups, with increased productivity seeming to be the biggest value for individual stakeholders. We have also addressed some of the risks, from the environmental impact and ethical challenges to data privacy concerns and the cognitive implications of over-reliance. The need for guidelines and ethical frameworks are necessary on a global scale. This, however, doesn't only concern policymakers, scientists, or politicians. It is also the responsibility of the individual person to learn about AI. With ever-growing global implementation, using AI responsibly and understanding its capabilities and limitations will likely prove to be a value in its own right.
us to the end of our presentation. Thank you for giving us your time and attention. We hope our insights were clear and helpful. If you have any further questions or queries, we'd be happy to respond. Thank you once again and have a great day.